What's up, you guys? David here, and today I'm going to be making a video about why thinking is more important than feeling. I don't mean this in a bad way, like you're not allowed to feel, but I'm just pretty much explaining why you should use your head more than your heart. One thing I've become more aware of over time is that people become more dependent on what they feel instead of what they know. What we sometimes forget is the reason we feel emotions is because of what we think. A lot of our emotions come from how we think about everything. So if a person is angry most of the time, it's because he or she thinks there's no reason to be happy. No one is just angry without thoughts that provokes the anger. The reason God tells us to be sober-minded is because the mind controls everything. How we think, how we believe, and how we feel. When I was insecure, I thought about all my imperfections, all my failures, and everyone who rejected me. Instead of using these as motives to lift myself up and say to myself, I overcame all who rejected me and hurt me, I would say, no one wants me, I'm nothing, and I'm worthless. When I say this to myself, who is mostly responsible for the way that I think? It's not those who brought me down. It's myself. The people who put the thought in my head are wrong, but I'm also wrong for allowing those thoughts to reside in my head. People believe in the delusion of uncontrollable feelings. How come if I don't get what I want, I'm sad, but when I do, I'm happy? Because I'm in control of my thoughts and what I allow to change my feelings. The reason people are not in control of their feelings is because they let external things in this world dictate how they feel instead of reflecting on their thoughts inside their head. As God says in Jeremiah 17 verse 9, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately sick. Who can understand it? Yet you always hear people say, follow your heart, which is the same thing as saying, follow what you feel. The best thing to do if you feel uncertain is to gather more information. But some people will rather conclude something without proof and just go by feeling, which will ultimately lead to being wrong. It's like taking a test without studying for it, which will ultimately result in failure. Some people say follow your intuition. For those who don't know what intuition is the ability to understand something immediately without the need for conscious reasoning. Although it can be right sometimes, and some people would say that God can be using your intuition to save you, it can also be wrong to solely rely on a gut feeling to make decisions. Some people don't realize that Satan will rather you use emotions, intuition, and feeling and everything else to guide you but God. People need to start taking control of themselves in every aspect of who they are. As much as we like to be in control of everything around us, including things that are out of our control, you would assume we want to control what we do and how we do it. We're not as complex as we like to think we are. We are quite simple to understand, but it's the way we handle our feelings that makes us complicated. So my advice to all you people is to not lead on emotions, feelings, and intuition, but instead lead with knowledge, reasoning, and hope. Knowledge doesn't mean smart. It means to know for certain. And when you know something for certain and use what you know respectfully and responsibly, that's smart. But always remember, no one is wise without the Lord, so always lean on God for guidance, and He will help you navigate through your journey in life. I love you all. God bless you all. Bye.